Just speaking strategically, I think anybody who studies movements like this in any country, anywhere in the modern world, will tell you that keeping the pressure on a would-be authoritarian state is never more important than when they're wobbling, when they are on the defensive, when they're losing their will, when they're falling apart, which right now they are. I mean, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announcing tonight that as of now, immediately, Homeland Security agents will start wearing body cameras. They say starting in Minneapolis and then everywhere. Okay, we shall see. A federal judge today brushing Kristi Noem back and saying your new policy is illegal and unconstitutional, and actually members of Congress have every right to inspect immigration prisons, the Trump prison camps, whenever they want to, and you cannot keep them out. They had been trying to keep members of Congress out of these prison camps. They cannot do so. Another federal judge just tonight brushing Kristi Noem back and saying that the plan to revoke legal status from 330,000 people at midnight tomorrow, people from Haiti, instantly rendering them all subject to arrest and deportation. That is not going to happen. It is a blistering ruling. It's just come out tonight. We're going to have more on that in just a moment. Trump's bizarre weaponization guy at DOJ, Ed Martin, who calls himself Eagle Ed. Okay. He's the guy who's been in the lead on freeing all the January 6 prisoners and bringing these doomed, harebrained cases against people like Tish James and James Comey. Today, Ed Martin got stripped of his job titles and they moved his office out of Main Justice. You like your new broom closet, Eagle Ed? With that Texas special election this weekend, a place Trump won by 17 points, instead going to the Democrat by more than 14 points, a swing of over 30 points in the Democrats' direction in Texas. With Americans now telling pollsters by a 2-to-1 margin that Trump being back in office has made their life worse, not better. Trump has today told a right-wing podcaster, a guy he previously installed at the FBI for some reason, but who's now back to podcasting. Trump today told him that he wants Republicans to, quote, take over elections, meaning literally seizing the elections infrastructure all over the country. Okay. And his bizarro world seizure of ballots from Fulton County, Georgia, may be about to get nuked in court, as Fulton County today sued to stop him from doing anything with what they took. The Minnesota U.S. Attorney's Office tonight is reportedly shedding another 8 federal prosecutors who are walking because they apparently cannot abide what the Trump administration is telling them to do in that city, with these bizarre and untenable attempts to investigate and prosecute the people Trump's agents killed there and their families, and protesters there, and journalists there. Georgia Fort, one of the Twin Cities journalists who they are trying to prosecute there, is going to join us here live tonight in just a moment. Tonight, the Trump administration has reportedly stood down the Alaska and North Carolina active duty troops they had previously told to prepare to deploy to Minnesota. Tonight, the New York Times reports that the Trump administration has even backed down on its demand to make Harvard University pay them millions of dollars. Just take a look around at where we are 1 year into this. Are they going to be able to build a huge, permanent archipelago of camps, of lawless prison camps? There's pushback everywhere, including in red states, red counties, and red cities, that says no. Are they going to be able to keep up their military-style invasion of U.S. cities? Minneapolis says no. And the whole country says no with them. Are they going to be able to arrest their way through their enemies and through the journalists they single out? No, they're not. They're going to try, but no, they're not. But it is the pushback against them right now that is going to prove all of that out. What we do right now determines the fate of this country.